Hi, good morning, everyone. Can you please confirm me? Are able to hear?
Yes, Ravi.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes.
Okay, thanks for confirmation. Any questions before start that?
Ravi, I have one doubt.
Go ahead.
Yeah, can you log into UCF6 instance?
What is your doubt? Tell me.
Yeah, I created 3 users and I assigned few roles to them. So for one user, the role is reflecting and I am able to view. Whereas for the other 2 users, the roles are not reflecting. I am unable to navigate.
Which roles you assign?
I assigned application implementation manager role, but I don't see the setup and maintenance navigation.
Where you trying to find out the setup and maintenance? Under others or under user?
Under user.
Okay. Under user, it's not available. You should be go to the tools. Under others, you can able to see the setup and maintenance. For manager and functional setup user, only consultant can able to see the setup and maintenance under user.
Okay. So under tools and under others, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other question, anyone? Okay, if we don't have questions, let's continue with our class. The last class is what we discussed. When you talk about the functional perspective, when you get the fresh environment, you will run the LDAP. After that, you can check from the geography. When you say in the geography, you can search from the structure and the hierarchy and validation. And if durations are not created, you can create it. And once everything is perfect, then you can go on start to create your enterprise locations. Go ahead, Mithali. First, you can go ahead your questions.
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can able to hear.
Okay. Yeah, the first thing I was asking is like when we give the implementation manager and implementation consultant role, and when we create the functional setup user. So in some and other roles also, in some cases there is an assignable checkbox. In some it is saying yes, and some it is no. What does that means?
Assignable and in security console are asking right?
Yeah. But I mean, some role it is showing when we create the role, it automatically is checked, and some it is not. So I was not able to get its meaning.
Yeah, let's clarify that. That is also setup based will come assignably, and you can able to see the auto provision option there. And that is also concept you're gonna understand. That is also core HR implementation part. Okay. We're gonna discuss that one of the topic called as a role mapping setup. Okay.
Okay. And one more doubt. What is the difference between job role and abstract role? Because it in implementation manager and consultant it is showing job role, and in functional setup user it is showing abstract role.
Now we discussed not clearly for those points. Maybe refer it. We have the job role. It's not a implementation user. It's not a manager. It's not a employee. It's not like that. So basically, we have the job role, and we have the abstract role. Abstract also is one of the role. We discussed now abstract role to shed your particular employee basically. While hiring up your HR, your recruiter, you are hiring with permanent employee, or you are hiring with contract employee, or that particular employee line level manager. So that case, abstract roles are useful basically.
But there is no difference in its roles and privilege responsibilities. It's the same thing.
Definitely, it will be different. If a job role, which job role you have shared that particular job role base, your privileges it will come. Employee abstract role base, the Oracle is giving us some predefined job roles. Abstract role also job role only. Okay, but abstract role base, we giving the Oracle is giving the predefined abstract roles. One of the role called as the employee. While hiring up the permanent employee will be shed the employee role. Then employee get employee self-service page. And when you're trying to hire in a contract employee, nothing but the contingent worker. We'll associate the contingent worker abstract role to your particular contract worker. Automatically, he will get the as a contractor what privileges you get. When you have the line level manager, I want to give the some privileges all line level managers. So then the line level manager also your abstract role, you can associate that. Based on that, those privileges will automatically come to the user. Okay.
Okay.
Abstract role also job role only. You can't. Okay. But based on abstract role, we're giving the some default features for your particular employee. As per your company need, you can create the n number of abstract role as per the requirement.
Okay. And one last question.
Okay.
I mean, we haven't discussed organization tree yet, right? First I created the division and then I was creating legal entities. So it wasn't showing any how to link the two.
Yeah, we are not done. Na? So already I told you that it is all our individual setups. Okay. When you hire an employee, everything is coming the one picture. Or when you create the organization tree and everything is coming the one picture. So which division, which legal entity, under legal entity, which business unit. These all we should be created. Okay. First will be generated and finally will be created.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Hello, Rabi.
Yes, tell me.
Actually, I wanted to create the same like users and check whether like I can assign the application implementation manager, application implementation consultant, and those use cases. So, but I am not unable to log in with the public URLs. Because other private URL, I don't have any access to like tools and security console. So I couldn't.
Yeah, I already told you that there is no guarantee in the public passport. When you face the issue, ping me the WhatsApp. Sometime I'll respond immediately. Sometime I'll take the time. Maybe if I'm the different call when I saw the WhatsApp message, I'll revert back to that. Okay, only for a topic call as a security. You can check in the chat window for the latest updated passport. Any other question? Okay, if you don't have a question, we'll move forward for our class. So when we have started with our core HR implementation, so when you start in the core HR, we discuss the geographies, how it look like, jurisdictions, how it look like, and we create our enterprise location. So once you create the enterprise location, then you can go to the enterprise HCM information, manage enterprise HCM information. That screen is very, very important for our interview point of view, our implementation point of view. You should be remember each and every point in that particular screen. Nothing but what is the difference between the person number and worker number. So how many ways we can able to generate the person number, how many ways you can able to generate the worker number, how I can do the duplication check, what is the employment model, how many types of employment models we have that. So how the position synchronization happen. So can I maintain the employment model, each company is separately. You have many questions you will get from that particular screen. So already we spent with 1 day time to understand that particular screen. But most important things are available. We are not doing anything, but our practice purpose, we are not doing anything. But the screen, what are the options are available? That core HR implementation point of view is very important thing. Okay. After that, we create the divisions we created. After that, we create the legal entity. If you want to create the legal entity, we should have legal address is important. So we created with legal addresses. What we have the planning, based on the planning we have. We created with our own legal entities, legal addresses. As per our planning, we create the legal addresses and legal entity. Let me open our Excel sheet. I hope we created based on the name called as Rainbow. We planned for the 3 countries, and the 3 countries the 3 countries as per your planning we created with our legal addresses we created. So once we create the legal address, then you can go for creation of the legal entity. Legal entity in the sense legal information of your organization. When you reach the company, definitely you have the legal information. That all legal information we captured and we entered into the legal entity stream. So legal entity is capture the financial information. Legal entity also it's capture the your employees information. You want to hire an employee. First of all, what are the legal entity you created? That legal entity you want to see it in employee hiring page. Then you should be enable the legal employer checkbox. Last time we done on a practical use case also. We create the legal entity. We are not enable the legal employer. We went to the screen. You're not able to see that particular legal entity. Okay. So that is the legal employer checkbox. If you want to hire an employee, the checkbox mandatory. If you enable the checkbox, immediately the system will ask you that PSU, where you want to run the payroll. The PSU, the same legal entity you want to run the payroll, you can enable the PSU. If the different legal entity is going to run the payroll, that PSU you need to go to the LOB and you can able to select that. PSU means which legal entity you want to make the payment. So if the real enrollment, when the moment you enable the legal employer checkbox and PSU checkbox, that particular PSU, which country you created. For suppose I started to create my legal entity in the UK. So you're saying that in UK itself, you enable the PSU. But nothing but that. PSU enable means first you enable the legal employer checkbox, then system will allow to enable the PSU, payroll station unit. So you're saying to the system, I'm going to be run the payroll in UK. So when the moment you done this particular way, and the moment you enable the PSU here, automatically what system will do? The system will be create the LDG. LDG in the sense legal S2 data group for the taxation. And you're saying that I'm going to run the payroll from these employees. So which taxation you follow that? The UK taxation. What system will do that? System is automatically create the UK LDG. UK LDG automatically is created and automatically is ushered to the PSU. The LDG where it is ushered to the PSU, that means legal entity HCM information. We have the manage enterprise HCM information. Same way we have the legal entity HCM information. You can go to the manage legal entity HCM information task. Manage legal entity HCM information task. Manage legal entity HCM information. You can go there. You can able to associate your LDG to your PSU. You can associate that, but it's happened by the real time, real environment. It's happened by the automatically. But what is the environment I provide to you that you should be do the manually. You need to go to the once you create the legal entity and once you enable the legal employer checkbox and PSU checkbox, you should be go to the legal entity HCM information and click on the correct it. And you can go for the payroll station unit tab and you can associate manually LDG to the PSU. So once you done, then only system will allow to hire an employee. I hope last class we observed that particular error message also. Once you are not associated to the PSU is not associated to the LDG, what kind of error? There is no legal issue. You can able to see the legal entity in the employee hiring page, but it will throw the error message. What kind of error message? There is no LDG associated. Can you please select the another legal entity? Okay, that means PSU definitely associated to your particular LDG. More study of LDG we'll see in the payroll class. Okay, but up to now you can understand that each and every PSU need to be associated the LDG. Okay, and we have the LRU after that, legal report unit. When the moment you create the legal entity, I create the legal entity. Okay, so based on the legal address, which address you use to create the legal entity. So which address you create the legal entity, that address space system will be generate the one LRU, legal report unit. It's generated by the system only. One reporting unit. So our traditional practice, we have the number of taxes need to be submitted to the government. So different reporting units, different addresses you submit the taxes for your employees or any kind of taxes. That case, as per the requirement, you can create n number of LRS you can create, legal reporting units you can create. But when the moment you create the legal entity, one reporting unit system will be generated. Okay. So this particular LRU, system will be generating the legal reporting unit. Using up this particular LRU, you want to become as a tax, like a first system will be generate the one reporting unit only, but we need to tell to that, we need to go and tell to that, using up this particular LRU, I'm going to submit the taxes. Okay, this particular LRU, you want to submit the taxes, manually we need to go and we need to enable the tax reporting unit. Okay, this particular LRU, which employee taxes you want to be, which employee taxes you want to submit. So you're saying that this is a tax reporting unit, and next you need to manually need to go and you need to tell to the system, okay, I have this particular company, this company employee taxes, I'm going to submit it using up this particular reporting unit. So that's what we have we need to do that in the legal entity level. So creation of the legal entity, enable the legal employer checkbox, enable the PSU. When the moment enable the PSU, system will automatically generate the LDG. When the moment you create the legal entity, system will automatically generate the one LRU, legal reporting unit. That LRU you want to become as a tax reporting unit, you need to be enabled. Go and tell that this LRU I want to submit the taxes, and as well as which employee taxes you want to submit it for those LRUs, you need to be associated that. Okay, so that's what we have the setups here. If you see, legal address, legal entity, PSU, legal employers, and legal entity HCM information. Purpose is that in the legal entity HCM information also we have a lot of options is there, but mandatory why we need to perform, I need to associate to the LDG to my PSU. But you have the comparison. You have the enterprise HCM information, and you have the legal entity HCM information, and we have the legal reporting unit HCM. You can see that. So if you have these three things, you can observe that. And as the interview point of view, you should be know that these differences. Definitely should be know the differences between the what information we have in the enterprise level, what information we have in the legal entity information level, and what we are going to do in the reporting unit HCM information level. Okay, so the enterprise level you can able to put on the our employment model. In the same way, legal entity level also I can able to put on the employment model. In the enterprise level also I can able to set up from the my worker number generation. The same way I can able to set up from the my legal entity level. Enterprise level I can able to set up the my position synchronization. Same way you can able to set up the position synchronization in the legal entity level. My enterprise level I can able to set up the my people group key flex field. The same information I can able to set up the my legal entity HCM information level. So you have the difference. If I do the enterprise level, it's applicable from the all legal entity. If I done the legal entity level, it will applicable the particular legal entity only. Okay. So this is the difference. Most important need to be understand. And legal reporting in HCM information, why we should be perform this one? This purpose. So I have the LRU. That LRU you want to become as a tax reporting unit. You want to be generate the report establishment, and you want to be which employee taxes you want to be submitted to the government. That purpose we need to be do this particular thing. I hope these all things we done in the last class. Otherwise, let me see the last setup. Manage legal reporting and HCM information. In the main level, anyone have any question? Please go ahead. Are any confused LRU, PSU, and legal employer? Any question, anyone? You can go ahead. Manage legal reporting and HCM information. Scope should be your particular legal entity. If I click on this one, manage legal, it's going to be Kalyan US Retail something. I don't want Kalyan, I want to go for my legal entity. Then you need to be click on the scope button. And what is your legal entity? Our legal entity is the, I hope, Rainbow we created. Let me go and see that. We create the underscore, Rainbow underscore, if you remember. Rainbow underscore US retaliate. That's what our legal entity. You can select rainbow under. So we have the legal employer and we have the PSU. And I need to select the reporting unit also. When the moment you create the legal entity, system will be generated the one reporting unit. This is the reporting unit, system generated reporting unit. Then click on the save and close. So when they're coming the first time, when you perform this, when you moment you create the legal entity, when you coming the first time, system will be giving this screen. Okay. So this legal entity, this reporting unit system will be generated. This reporting unit, you want to become as a tax reporting unit, legal reporting unit classification. You want to become a tax reporting unit, you can enable the checkbox. That means this reporting unit, using of the reporting unit and submit the taxes. And reporting establishment, you want to generate the reports. Reporting hierarchies you want to put, then you can enable the checkbox. Then you can click on the next button. Then you can see the reporting establishment. Who is the reporting manager? Who is the name and who is the manager for this particular reporting? Okay. Reporting unit, who is the manager? You want to be associate the manager, you can associate that. Then you can go for tax reporting unit. Go to the tax reporting unit. So in the tax reporting unit, here you can see the tax reporting unit type. Which taxes you want to submit it to the government using of this particular reporting unit. And associate to the legal employer. Which employee taxes you want to submit it using of this particular reporting unit. Mandatory is the which employee taxes you need to submit. So the same employees, rainbow, legal entity employees, rainbow, underscore US retail again. What are the employees I'm going to hire it in this particular legal entity? This employee taxes I'm going to submit it with this particular reporting unit. Okay. Then you can click on the submit button. Then click on the OK. Okay, so the legal entity part completed. Legal entity part we completed. These are all setups and coming with your legal entity. Any question? Anyone having this particular setups? Otherwise, we'll move forward to the next setup. Okay, if you don't have questions, let's move forward. Then currency, these all those things we can do by here also. We can able to do by your payroll side also. That means these setups, it's not a mandatory in a core HR implementation. First thing, if you implement the payroll, then you need ledger book. If you are not implement the payroll, there is no important of the ledger book. There is no usage of ledger book for HCM implementation, Human Capital Management implementation. But if you implement the payroll, definitely we need ledger book. So why we need ledger book? So your client want to be tracking the costing information, employee costing information. You done the payroll, you run the payroll, but the client is asking, I have the particular company, that particular company employees, what is the costing? I have the particular employees in the department working on that department, what cost is happening. I have the particular employees are working on the particular product, the product-based costing I want ever. I have the employees is working on the particular location, the location-based costing I need. So you want to be identify your employee costing information, employee cost information. That cost information you want to send it to your particular ledger book to generate the where actual report it will generate the costing is all the financial team it will generate it usually. That payroll team what happened? Payroll team side will be create the cost allocation key flex field, like one of the structure will be created and will use it. So when you run the payroll, automatically system will identify. We don't require to do anything. System will identify, but we need to do configurations. If you want to do this kind of scenarios, your ledger book is coming the picture. If you are not implement the payroll, this ledger is not an important setup for here. Okay. And if you implement the payroll, this is the one of the scenario, costing information. And if you implement the payroll means you should be make the payment to the employee. That means you should be have the account. Some account you want to be transfer the money. So if you want to create your bank account, again ledger book is mandatory. The bank account is controlled by the legal entity level. All legal transaction. The legal entity need to be assured the ledger. While creation of the bank account, system will ask the legal entity, which legal entity you want to create the account. There, you want to see the account. You want to see the legal entity. That particular legal entity, for suppose I create the legal entity, I'm not assured any ledger book. If I go for bank account level, that legal entity is not as well visible. Why means? The legal entity is not assured the bank account. Let me show you that. So already we have a legal entity. You can go for bank account or something. See, I'm not able to see. Not able to see when you say in the rainbow. My legal entity is not visible. But still, we have the legal entity. Already we create the legal entity. So you want to see, you're not able to see that. But other legal entities, some legal entities I'm able to see. Well, blind search I'm able to see. That means what are the legal entities are visible here? These all legal entities are shed the maybe in some ledger. Maybe are shed the some ledger. That's the reason it will be visible. So you feel that's the case. When the moment you implement the payroll, that case this particular ledger book is coming in the picture, but it's not a part of correction. But good to see in this level. That means we have done the process. Will we create the legal entities? After that, if you create the ledger book, the legal entities will assign the ledger book here itself. Good to see that the hierarchy. But always you can remember, if you don't have the payroll, you're not going to see that. Okay. Let me do that. Let me, if you want to create the ledger books, we require these 4 C's: currency, calendar, chart of account, accounting conversion method. If you have any financial team is available in your particular implementation project, it's purely handled by the financial people. Purely handled by the financial people. If there is no financial team in your particular project, you should be handled. There is no other option. But if any other product families, financial people is there in the project, so they will be handled with take care by these all configurations basically. Okay. So, but let me show you that. I have both experience, like a mixed kind of experience. I have HCM side and as well as financial side, and I have the experience on the procurement side. The mixed experience I have in my career. Let me show you that I have the experience, but if you understand, that's good to understand this concept. If you are not understand also, you can ignore it. Just you can, at least high level, what is the importance, at least you can remember always. Okay. Let me move forward. So we have the currency. Currency by default is available in the system. We don't require to do anything. Just you want to give the disable any currency. Yes, you can go and disable. Or any currency you want to give the end date. Yes, you can give the end date. Okay. You want to go for currency, just you can go to the manage currencies. We'll come back this screen once our legal entity is straight to the ledger. We'll come back. I'll show you that how it will reflect it. So for suppose up to now, we should be go for manage currency. Here you can go for under workflow deployment. You have the financial reporting structure. You can click on, you can able to see the all setups for your ledger book setups. Okay. You can go for the currency, go to the manage currencies. And you can click on the blind search. You can able to see the all currencies. All currency. Any specific currency you want to see? Yes, you can give the specific currency name. Not currency code. Code means then click on search. You can able to see the currency. You want to disable any currency? Yes, you can disable. You want to give the end date any currency? Yes, you can give the end date of the currency. Okay. So any by chance, very rarely it will come. Any by chance you want to create new currency? Yes, you can able to always system will allow to create the new currency. Click on the create. What is your currency code? Currency name, description you can give it, and you can explore it. And which country is issuing you this particular currency? What is the numeric currency code? What is the symbol of your currency? What is the Praesian? Praesian is nothing but the number of digits after decimal point. Extension, where you need to give the round of value. This way, this all information you can provide, and you can able to create your own currency. But very rare requirement, all currencies are by default is available in your particular system. The next thing, when you say in the currency, definitely you should be have two types. One is the functional currency. Second one is you have foreign currency. Now in US, USD is a functional. In UK, GBP is a functional. And India, INR is a local currency. So by chance, you want to make the payment in India, you are there. You want to transfer the money to the USD. Or you are in the USD, you want to transfer the money in the GBP. So when you want to do the transaction between the functional to foreign currency, definitely we require exchange rates is required. In order to maintain the exchange rates, in Oracle application, we required exchange rate type. Exchange rate type. Exchange rate type. So what is the use of the exchange rate type means? Exchange rate type, it will hold your rates. It will hold your particular rates, it will be hold. You want to be maintain the rate or you want to load the rate? First, we need to create the exchange rate. Corporate rate. Some of the cases what happens means entire project they want to go for the fixed rate. And the user can able to give the spot rate. So that's the different kind of rate types you want to maintain or market rate. Market rate every second is going to change. Every second is going to change. Particular transaction you want to use the market rate. If you give the market rate type, automatic particular second what is the rate is there, it will come. Or you want to use the corporate rate. So you want to use the fixed rate. Entire next 6 months you want to fix the rate. So when you want to use the fixed rate, we'll give the fixed rate type. And when you give the rate type, that particular day, what rate is there, it is visible. Okay, that's what we have the exchange rate type. Exchange rate type, it will give the relationship between the functional currency to foreign currency. Okay, fine. So let me go and discuss the manage conversion rate types. Conversion rate types. Click on that. So by default, when you buy the product, so you can able to see the 4 rates: corporate rate, user rate, fixed rate. Some of the rate types you can able to see. You always system will allow to create your own rate types if you want. Manage conversion rate types. By default, when you buy the system, you can see fixed corporate rate is available, fixed rate is available, spot and user. These are the 4 rate types derived from the Oracle. After that, if you require any rate type, yes, always system will allow to create your own rate type. So you can see that here something rainbow corporate rate type already is created. You want to create it, that's it. So what is the name you require? You can add it. What is the description? You can add it. So, and we have some options you can see here. So what is there? Enforce inverse relationship. The name you can see inverse relationship. Enforce inverse relationship. That means if I give the rate between the USD to GBP, I'm giving the rate USD to GBP. System will be giving the rate between the GBP to USD. In our relationship, if I give the USD to GBP, the rate is $60, and system will automatically calculate the GBP to USD. That's what enforce in our relationship. And enable the cross rate. When the moment you enable the cross rate, system will open the private currency. What is the meaning of this particular cross rates and private currency? Cross rates means you can understand the cross rates it will maintain. It will go only if you maintain the USD to GBP and you're giving the USD to INR. So if you enable those checkbox and if you put on the private currency as a USD, what system will do that? You giving the rates between the USD to GBP you giving the rates between the USD to INR you giving. If I select the private currency as a USD, what happened? System is automatically giving the rates between the GBP to INR and INR to GBP also. The cross rates automatically maintain, and you're giving the private currency as USD central currency. Based on that, system is automatically maintain the both these two currencies. So these are the options you have in the here. Cross currency rate, inverse relationship, and you can select the what is your private currency you can select. Okay. So these options we have here, if you see. That is the what is the rate type. So once you create the rate type, I'll use that existing one Rainbow Corp type. So once you create the rate type, then you can go for daily rates. So I create the rate type. I created the rate type, but what is the rate? USD to GBP. Today rate I require. And what is the rate type we follow? And Rainbow corporate type. Then if I click on search, the rate what is available? 90 is available. Maybe in the last batch I loaded the rates. But if you create the fresh rate type, you're not going to see any rate here. That means you should be loaded the rate. So how you gonna load the rate? What options you have to creation of this particular daily rates? You have the option called as a first option called as the SDL, spreadsheet data loader. Second option called as the FBDL, file based data loader. And third option, you can see the third party tools. So these three options you have to load your daily rates into the system: SDL, FBDL, and third party tools. Okay, so that's all options you can able to see that. Up to now, what is there? 90 is there. What we can do that? We'll go to the SDL and we'll be change it. Okay, we'll go to the FBDL and we'll be change it. Okay, then that's where we'll absorb that. I'll use the same rate type. Okay. So if you want to use the SDL, spreadsheet data loader, here itself is available. You can see the create in a spreadsheet. Click on the create in the spreadsheet. Before click on the create in spreadsheet, you need to be install some path into your particular laptops. Which laptop you want to be loaded this spreadsheet, which laptop you want to use the spreadsheet. So you should be installed. What you should be installed, that is the ADFDA path. Where it is available, that path means the path is available in your particular navigator tools, and you can see the download desktop integration. Navigator tools, download desktop integration. You can click on download desktop integration. Automatically it will be download the some path. You can click on the save it and click on the next. And if it is properly installed, then only you can able to use your spreadsheet loader. Okay, navigator tools, desktop integrator, download desktop integrator. Okay, so once properly installed, then click on the create in the spreadsheet. Then spreadsheet will be downloaded. Then enable editing. Then if you properly install, If you properly install SDL, then it will come to the it will ask to the login. So you are about to connect the following URL. So you are about to connect with the information will come. Then click on the yes button. Then you can give your username and password here. So what is the username? Provide Rainbow Ravi password. You can provide. Then click on the enter button. Then the spreadsheet will be open. Some advanced version is there. You want to install, you can install, otherwise skip it. Then spreadsheet will open. Then you can load it. What is your fund currency? USD. What currency you want to give the rates? GBP. What is the conversion rate type? I'll use the Rainbow corporate type. And what is the from conversion date? You can give the date and to conversion date. So I'm giving the January 1st to February end. So what is the rate? You can give it, I'll give the 85 or something, whatever. You can give this way rates. Then once you give the rate, click on the submit button. When the moment you click on the submit, first rows are inserted and it will asking that when the moment I click on the OK, this rates it will be the interface table and interface to base table. So before going to be application, we have the interface tables. In AP interface we have, like in HCM interface, core HR, core, like everything we have the, before reaching a base table, we have the some interfaces available. Okay. After interface, system will hit to the base table. Then the moment if I click on the OK, first system will be, this rates will be hit to the your particular interface tables, and system will call to the program called as a import program, daily rates import program. When the program is completed, the rates are loaded to the your particular base table. If I disable, what happened? It will be go on the sit in the your interface table. In the front end, again you can go to the tools and navigator, tools, schedule process, and manually we need to run this particular program, daily rate import program. Then system will call to the interface table. So you want to be automatically, then you can enable, then click on the OK. That's it. Number of records successfully inserted 1. The rates are loaded into the daily rate interface table. Your process has been submitted. That means rates are loaded to already daily rate interface table and process has been submitted. Once this process is completed, you're going to be able to see the front end. If I click on search, 85. Previously what is there? 90 is there, it's going to be 85. Sorry.
When the inverse is given 85. So when the inverse rate is applicable.
Inverse rate automatically it will create. So here when you create the rate types, we enable inverse first step, enforce inverse relationship. When the moment you giving the USD to GBP, system is automatically calculated GBP to USD and automatically it will update it. You can see this rate we are not giving, but system will be calculated. So if you require inverse rate, if you enable the checkbox, automatically it will come. If I disable, if I load it, here there is no rate is visible. Okay, that's what enforce inverse relationship. Okay. In online people, any question, anyone? In SDL, spreadsheet, data loader.
Hello, Ravi. Actually, while downloading that ADF desktop application, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
And how to set up, like, is there any specific setting we are doing that in our desktop?
No, the path, this is just, you can go and click on that and automatically it will giving the path to you.
Yeah.
That's a save and close it, save and file. The file will be downloaded into your PC Then you can open the path and it will ask you to the next. Just you can follow the instructions and the process is completed. And once process is completed, you can restart the system. Then you can come and you can click on the create in the spreadsheet. Okay.
Yeah. And is there any macro we need to set? I mean, to ask.
No, not required. Not really required.
Okay.
Fine. Then move forward to the next thing. We understand how to do this activity through the SDL, spreadsheet data loader. The same way we'll see the second option, we have the FBDL template, file-based data loader. So how we can load it through the FBDL process, file-based data loader process. So in FBDL case, first we need to be set up with template. So you need to be find out FBDL template first step. You need to find out FBDL template. You need to find out where you have the FBDL template are available. So you can go and download the FBDL template. Okay. So here in outside, we can go for our Oracle repository side to download the template. But when you are working in the actual company, maybe your company having the own repositories, there these templates are available, fixed templates are available. You can go and download that particular template. Okay. So once you provide the FBDL template, we need to enter the data, how spreadsheet we entered manually. The same way we enter the data in the FBDL template, file-based data loader. So once you enter the template, once the data is ready in your FBDL template, and you can validate it. And if it is validated and everything is fine, then next step, you need to be convert to the template. We need to convert to the .csv file. And the template, we need to convert to the zip file. Template, we need to convert to the .csv file. The template, you can convert to the zip file. So once a zip file if you have, then this particular template need to attach to your particular UCM area. UCM in Universal Content Manager area, UCM server or UCM path, UCM server. So here, while attaching a UCM server, you have the user specified account. We have the user specified account. So the user specified account we are going to attach it to your UCM server. Then ECM2, I want to bring to my interface table. ECM2, I want to bring my interface table. So you want to bring the data UCM2 interface table. We need to run the program. Load interface file for import. Then interface to base table. In this case, we need to run the base program. We need to run. In case, we need to run the base program. Base program, we need to run it. So this is the process to bring your FBDL process, file-based data loader process, to bring the data FBDL template to your particular Fusion application. Okay. So which account, how to know, which program, how to know where the template is available. These are all cases, you can go to the repository site, Oracle repository site. Let me go. Go to the cloud applications. This template is available in not in the HCM side. Go to the financial side. That area is available. This particular template, daily rate import template. Click on the financials. Go to the all books, financials and all books. Then you can go for implementation. There you can able to see file-based data import. Click on that. And general ledger, there you can able to see the import and calculate daily rates. import and calculate daily rates. Otherwise, I'll download the template, I'll be attached to your mail ID, you can use that particular template. But if you know the path, you can come to here. And here itself, you can able to see the ECM account. Which account you want to use it. That is the account we need to use it. And program, which program I need to be using it. The program also you can see here, the program name. Import and calculate daily rates. This is the program I need to use it. Okay. So you have account and you have the program and template. I have the template here. That is the word XLSM template. Then right click, save link as. Right click, save link as, and you can save your particular link. I'll save to the That's for 10 AM HCM batch. This particular path. Okay, save. Then you can go and you can open it. Let me open the template. Give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute. System is hanged. If you have an official Microsoft Excel, you don't have any issue. Otherwise, we have a little bit issue when you install this particular ADFPA path. So then my link is available. Let me go to the front end desktop and open my link. You have the daily rate import template. You can open it. Okay, first time when you're coming there, you can study this all instructions, what we have, the Oracle is giving, to how to prepare the data, things and how to load the data. Then you can come here and you can provide. Some sample data is there. Let me remove it. And you can add it same way. USD, INR, what is the date? Okay, what is the rate type you require? I need our rate type. Corporate rate type. Okay, what is the rate you require? Just I'll give the 45 or something just for our identification. Okay, then once you're done, then you can click on the validate the daily rates. There is no validation errors. Then you can click on the generate daily rates. Then system will be converted to the .csv file where you want to be save the .csv file means I'll be give the same folder. Then click on the save it. You can see the system will creating the CSV file, and system will convert to the GIF file. Creating the GIF file. then look at it. What happened? We download the template and we enter the data and we convert the .csv file and we convert to the zip file. Now I have the zip file. I need to attach with this zip file to the my UCM. Let me attach. For attaching this particular file, go to the navigator and go to the tools and import and export. Navigator, tools, import and export. Navigator, tools, file, import and export. And you can upload it. Click on the upload button and go to the browse and you can select the file. Where is your file? My file is in desktop in 10am and you have the zip file, you can see. In zip file. You can select the zip file and account, user specified account. Fill. Field general ledger import, that is the account. Field general ledger import, that is the account. Save and close it. What is the next step? The next step to run the program. So what is the program I need to run? So now my zip file is attached in the UCM level. Then I need to bring the UCM to interface table. Tools, navigator, schedule process, schedule new process. Then you can run the program. What program I need to run it? I need to run load interface file for input. Load interface file for import. Then click on OK. Transfer the setup or transaction data file from user specified location to interface table. Then click on the OK. Then it will ask the process option. Import process. Import process. Then you can come down for import process purpose. Import and calculate daily rates. Import and calculate daily rates. Then you need to choose as a file. What file is there in your ECM? The same file you can choose it. Then you can click on the submit button. Then program will run. Once program is completed, the data will come to your ECM to interface and automatically call to your base program and automatically hit it to your particular front end. Okay, successfully completed. Last program is there. Yeah, successfully completed. Then you go to the main screen. Then you can click on search. So once that program is completed, it should be hit. How much we are giving? 45 USD to INR, not for GBP. Let me say the USD to INR. Then click on the set sheet. You can see 45 is the generator. So this is the way we have the SDL spreadsheet data loader, and second one is the FBDL file-based data loader, and we have the couple of third-party tools also is available. Couple of third-party tools also is available in order to maintain this particular daily rate. For third-party tools, you need to be integrated. What third-party tools we have? Let me show you that. Give me 1 minute, guys. So these are the different third-party tools we have in order to maintain your particular system. Okay. So if you use the branch deep linking, rates loader, box survey, and conversion, if you use these third-party tools, and you can able to integrate automatically. So you want to maintain the market rate, each second it's going to change. So you want to do this particular activities and doing things, and you can use these third-party tools. Okay. So these are the three options we have: SDL, FBDL, and this thing. This thing practicality we cannot able to see. Purely technical topic. Okay. So you want to see that, you can able to go to the marketplace. You can able to go to the marketplace directly here itself also. Marketplace, Oracle Marketplace. So any third-party tools you want to search that, here you can able to search that. Oracle Marketplace, here a lot of third-party tools, lot of things are available. For technical team, they'll come to here and they'll search it here and they can able to find out. So lot of things are available. It's not a single thing. Here, rates loader, something I noted down, but you want to see that rates loader, FX loader, clear scale, they can able to see the reviews, which one is a good one, and you want to buy it, you can buy it, and you can give to the technical team. They are going to be integrate this particular third-party tools with your particular Fusion application. Okay. So any question, anyone? Some of the free, some of the paid, we can able to see here. So I'm done for today. So if you have any question, you can go ahead for anyone.
After doing hands-on only, I think if there any problem, then yeah, we can ask them.
Right. So you can do your hands-on. So then we'll continue with the next topic tomorrow. So next topic we're gonna see in the different things to configure in order to complete this particular setup case. So we do configuration, and once we're done, step by step we'll make it. Fine. Thank you. Thanks for joining, and make sure to complete the hands-on what we have done after now. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.